Hi Cancer, welcome to Unseen Hands Healing. I'm Amanda. This is going to be a reading for mid-September. So as you can see, I am upstairs in my gold room in my studio space here, so we have a little bit of a different setup. And I'd like to introduce you to the Marielle deck. This is my personal deck that I have used for the longest, and lately she's been really wanting to speak and come out and talk to you all more publicly. So I am honoring that wish, and we're going to see what messages she has for you all today. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I recommend checking out the September reading for Cancer so that you can connect with what energy has already been channeling through me for the Cancer viewers. And very likely these readings are going to connect to one another here, the September and mid-September readings. Okay. One more. Big cards here, Cancer. So, it's like what I'm actually getting is somebody's going through some sort of heartbreak, some sort of, actually, I think someone may be trying not to go through a heartbreak, if that makes sense. This Three of Swords is coming out as you, Cancer, I think, trying to keep flying while carrying all of these swords. And the energy that's coming off of it is actually this energy of like, everything's fine. Everything's fine. No, I'm good. I can do it. I can hold this sword and this one and also fly at the same time. No, I'm good. I got it. I got this. That's the energy that's coming through here. But the reality is, whatever this is, it's like the swords are weighing you down in some way. But like, your intentions are so good, you know? It's like your intentions are like just to keep holding this. I'm just looking, I'm really drawn to the way, you know, this is such a delicate, maybe it's a dove, like such a delicate bird of peace, like really trying to keep things peaceful. But the reality is this is not comfortable for you, and it is not it's not actually conducive to peace. You can't keep the peace by allowing yourself to remain not at peace. Does that make sense? It's not actually keeping the peace if you don't have peace. That is what wants to come through here. And then there's this Judgment, which is, I'm seeing it as the same bird from the Three of Swords. Finally just letting all the swords go and like letting, I'm seeing this here, the tongue actually as a snake, like coming up out of your depths, that Kundalini rising, you know, that soul fire energy rising up in you, and just like, like, I have to express myself. You know, like you being like, I'm fine, this is cool, I can keep doing this is uncomfortable, but I'm gonna keep going because I want things to stay the same, and the peace needs to be kept, the peace needs to be kept, the peace needs to be kept. No. Then you're just like, fuck it. And there's this just proclamation of truth that is absolutely like feels like Judgment Day kind of. It's like suddenly it's like you can only take so much, and then someone else comes and tries to add another sword to your load, and you're just like, no. No, you will not do it. That's what I'm getting, is like this like inner sort of rage just like comes out. And it's interesting too, Cancer, because I feel like your readings have for a few months now largely been talking about the fact that you need to let something out, and you're afraid of like being mean or whatever, and so you don't want to like assert your power because you don't want to be mean. And it's like, you're not being mean, you're being honest. You're not being mean, you're standing up for yourself. You're not, keeping the peace at what expense? To what end? And so for those of you maybe that I'm talking to in this reading that haven't quite let that out yet, whatever that has been building over the last couple months, it's like what I'm seeing here is the straw that breaks the camel's back. And it's like, it could be something totally seemingly benign, but you've been carrying this and like doing this for so long that it's just like, it's gonna come out one way or the other, bursts out and kind of like burns maybe, because this is like such fire energy, like burns people and everything in the process. Phoenix. And then we go from that immediately to Hermit. So what I'm getting from this actually is like, you burst out and say what you gotta say, and then it's like, okay, I need to go back into hiding, like, ooh, I'm gonna have to let like whatever fallout needs to happen from that, I'm gonna have to let that simmer. It's like, I just did some shit, okay? I need to let that, maybe let the pieces land where they may a bit and go within. The Hermit retreating from the external storm. Going within, and maybe whatever this is like you trying to hold relationships that are just actually like hurtful to you, but you've been trying to hold them for so long, and suddenly you burst. And for them, maybe it's like seemingly out of nowhere, but really for you, it's like, I've been holding this whole fucking time. And then you just burst. And then maybe that leaves you in a position of going on a more solo part of your journey. Being by yourself for a while. And that hermit mode, that hermit journey, actually what I just heard is crashing in the waves of the self. I just felt like with this release, it sort of bursts the floodgates of the emotions that you normally very successfully like keep under a shell, under that crab shell. Now that you've bursted them out more outwardly, more publicly, or directly to another person or a group of people, now you go back into your shell, the hermit energy, and you kind of deal with the emotional fallout of that inside of your shell. Suddenly your crab shell that you've been trying to keep dry is flooded with all the emotions. And so you're in there kind of like ride in the waves of all of that emotion. And it's leading here to the Emperor, which is, I'm seeing this as you moving forward, because the progression sort of goes like this. Whatever this judgment proclamation is facing this energy. It's about this. And then we move on. It kind of goes like this. Then we move on, and the Hermit is facing the Emperor, who is facing the future. And I see this like visionary energy of looking into the future. So now you're looking at the way forward from this after all of the internal emotional fallout, you know, that maybe leaves you on like a solo journey processing all of that emotion by yourself, or like largely at least inside of yourself. And then that being able to allow this moment reveals to you, or like reconnects you with your power as a person. And so now here you are, the Emperor, really like standing strong in your personal power. You've got your sword of truth. It's sheathed. Okay. Here you had to like let it out, because you were trying to carry all these blah, blah, blah. Everybody else's swords. Like, screw this. Boom. Now you have one sword, which you can wield as you see fit, having, like, making very decisive choices with that. And notice how the sheath for the sword is fish, emotions, intuition. And then we've got this dragonfly up here. I keep seeing this dragonfly in this card lately being on the side of the head as like the gallbladder meridian in Chinese medicine, acupuncture, Chinese medicine theory. This like the side of the head has the gallbladder meridian shooting back and forth like this. And gallbladder being sort of the foot soldier for the higher vision. Okay. So if, you know, it's partner organ here, liver, gallbladder, they work together. This energetic partner, the liver is the higher visionary. The gallbladder carries out the vision. It's an energy of action. And check it out now, we're at the Emperor stage, which is energy of taking action. Emperor has no problem taking action where necessary, but notice how there's intense focus on the vision, and then that the energy that is on the gallbladder meridian that is like there to take action for you is dragonfly energy, which is like, to me, air energy, very like you know, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, very intellectual, very like, also playful and free and, quick. It's magic. Dragonflies show up for me in like, as magic, like, oh, the fairies are here, you know? So there's something here about mixing emotional, intellectual, magical, intuitive realms with the element of fire, the Emperor, it's like mixing all the elements here in order to create the structure to now, moving forward, take action fully in your power, take action more decisively along the way, so that you don't have to keep repeating cycles like this of not taking action, putting up with stuff that hurts, putting up with stuff that hurts, and then suddenly bursting. This is like, okay, now I got to go in and process all the emotional fallout of this, and moving forward, I'm going to move forward in a way that has more, is able to harness this energy a bit more. And really the Emperor is the balancer, is the balance of these like the pendulum swinging all the way this way or all the way that way. It's like, here's the balance. Okay. I just saw 1444. As I said, the balance with the fourth card in the tarot talking about structure. Yeah, I think this is the structure moving forward after whatever this is. maybe already happened, maybe has yet to happen for you, Cancer. So I'm going to keep pulling cards here and see kind of what happens next, maybe get a little more clarity on whatever this situation is, although it seems pretty clear to me. But we'll continue pulling cards. If you're interested in that, you can click the link below that'll take you over to Patreon, and even at the smallest tier, you can get the extended for your sun sign. So go check it out. Everything is written out for you over there. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And if you like my work and want to stay connected, subscribe to the channel so that you can stay tuned for the October videos. There's going to be some changes coming up in the channel in October, which I will be announcing over on Instagram. And I'm excited to see what comes next here. And I thank you for joining me on this journey. So if you're into it, I'll see you over the extended. If not, take care, Cancer. Have a good rest of your September.